Hello, it is Direct Mail Monday, September 25th, 2023. Steve Sipress here. If you want help with your advertising, marketing, sales systems, go to thewowstrategy.com. Say that at the beginning in case I forget later on, or I'll probably repeat it later on if I remember, but that's where you can go and get my personal help. Plus, I've recorded a video for you there that'll show you the secret to success with all your advertising and marketing, where most business owners completely fail, including this postcard, which comes from a major advertiser. So I'm surprised, but not surprised. So I'm surprised because of all the money that they put into their advertising. You'd think they'd do a better job, but I'm not surprised because this industry tends to have really extremely weak advertising, weak messaging. And yet, since it's a necessity, of course, they make a lot of sales and make a lot of money, and that probably stops them from improving their really weak, miserable advertising and marketing efforts. So this is the insurance industry. If you've ever gotten the really weak, crappy, boring direct mail letters from insurance companies, they're almost impossible to read. Big blocks of single-face type, the we, me, I. They all talk about all themselves, or they're just completely silly, ridiculous ads. You got the Mayhem Allstate guy, entertaining but silly. You got the, the guy with the, I don't think they do them anymore, but it was all the ridiculous situations. I forget the guy's name, actor who's that, he was that drum teacher movie, JP or J something guy, I forget which one it is, which is part of the point. We don't remember. You got a talking gecko. This one is the emu, right? So there's ridiculous, silly ads. And yet they work because, of course, it's a necessity. You must have car insurance if you're going to drive a car, which is almost everybody, every adult in America. And then lots of people got to have life insurance and health insurance and all kinds of stuff. So they can be lazy like this. Look at this lazy, weak headline. Starts with a me, we. As I always say, stop weeing all over yourself. Starts with the weak word we. Why would the first word of your headline be about yourself? It's got to be about the ideal target. Who? That's the first W in the WOW strategy. Who? Where is it? There it is. Who do you want to do business with you? Who do you want to give you their money that you can help? And that's who the ad should all be about. They'd say that on the second line, you. But the whole thing should be about you. And you could is such a weak word. And they need the what's known as weasel clause languages to explain it with a postscript here, this one, calling it's like an asterisk, calling it the weasel clause language, which I see as nothing on the front side. It's just a picture of the guy in the emu, the silly, ridiculous ad guy, and the couple of lines there in the name of the company. But you go to the back, and there it is. I had to take out a magnifying glass just to read this ridiculous weasel clause language, where it talks about with the number one, like, oh, your savings may vary, and that's based on an average of whatever, and all this legal mumbo-jumbo weasel clause. Like, that's weak. Keep that out of your ads. I mean, look at this weak headline here on the back of the postcard. New customers in Arizona could save $950. First of all, do I really believe I could save $950? Of course not. If I was overpaying for everything, maybe. And they go and explain it with these bullet points. Like, oh, gee, if you haven't gotten your safe driver discount, that could save you 30%. Like, how bad does your car insurance agent have to be to not get you your safe driver discount if, in fact, you qualify? So for some reason you qualify for safe driver discount and you're not getting the 30% off. How ridiculous that. Second thing is both a car and a home to insure. I'm sure by now most people know that if you combine the two, you save some money. Earn a discount for 3 years of claims-free driving. I think that's true with almost every company. And use the mobile app. That doesn't say you save any money. It just says you can pay your bill and track your claims and update your policy anywhere, anytime with an app. So the three reasons they give that you could save money is if you're not getting your safe driver discount that you are entitled to, if you're not getting a multi-policy discount by putting home and auto together, and if you have 3 years of claims-free driving and you're not getting that discount, which again, I think most companies do. So when it comes right down to it, especially with all the think about it, I mean, with all the advertising going on and all the jockeying and for position and all the competition for the auto insurance business that's out there, you really think there's people that aren't taking advantage of discounts they're entitled to, and they can really save $900? Do you really think you've done such a bad? That's what they're saying here. They're suggesting that I have done such a poor job of shopping for my auto insurance that I'm overpaying by almost $1,000 a year. That's what they're saying. It's just completely weak. It's unbelievable. Has a weak word saying "could" in there. This can be improved in 100 different ways, and I have actually a list that I use with my clients of the 100 greatest headlines ever, with explanations about how each one and why it works, and then you do what I call templatize them, so you make them fill in the blank like the old Mad Libs, so you can use any one of those 100 headlines or any one of 500 or 1,000 or any headline that works. You can use it for your business. What would you do with this headline? It's so weak, but if for some bizarre reason you wanted to use it in your business, you would say new blank could blank. How weak is that? In this case, it's new customers in Arizona. Since I'm in Arizona, I'd be a new customer of theirs. And then could, the benefit. So new, the first W, the ideal target who, which in this case is customers in Arizona, auto insurance customers in Arizona. So it's new blank, the ideal target who, could blank get what benefit. That's it. And in fact, new customers in Arizona is actually fill in the blank. It's blank could blank. A certain group could get a certain benefit. What a weak headline. Blank could blank. In this case, new customers in Arizona who, like I just said, who have done such a lousy job of shopping for auto insurance in the past, or have such a bad auto insurance agent that they've screwed them so royally, they could blank save $950. No reason why, no explanation, nothing piquing interest or curiosity, no internal pressure being put on to check it out or to call or anything. And besides, to top it all off, new customer in Arizona, I guess the person this is addressed to would be a new customer in Arizona, because it's addressed to my mom, who passed away about 8.5 years ago and never set foot in Arizona her whole life. So if you're going to get a crusty old list like this and mail to it, then by definition, my mom, if she somehow could come back from the dead after 8.5 years, she could be, and for some reason would want to set foot in Arizona and live here, maybe she could save $950. Again, I'm just laughing, thinking like anyone who actually could save $950 is a fool, or has an agent that hates them, or whatever. Or maybe if you have multiple cars and multiple kids, right? If you have teenage kids and you put, if you have teenage kids and you put, or young drivers, and you put them on your insurance, that thing goes skyrocketing up into thousands. So yeah, maybe you could save $950 if they can get a safe driving discount or blah, 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 blah. But come on now, this is just weak, far-fetched, doesn't drive anyone to take any action whatsoever. Just typical of that industry. I was going to chuck it, but I scan in and save all the direct mail pieces that I use here on Direct Mail Monday, and I put them into the Wow Strategy Small Business Success Library. That is part of my the Wow Strategy Small Business Success Program, so my clients can learn what to do, and in this case, extremely what not to do. Don't do that, but do go to www.thewowstrategy.com, where I'll show you what to do to get a much better response with your advertising and marketing dollars than this is ever going to get. And by the way, they're very likely not even tracking this at all, because it's feeding off of all their bazillions of dollars, and that's a technical number, bazillions. spent on ridiculous, entertaining, but weak TV ads. So did they call from the postcard because they like the guy and the silly emu on the TV ads, and that's why they called? Would they call this without the TV ads? If you're a small business owner, it's very likely you're not doing a lot of TV advertising, so something like this just wouldn't make sense at all. Anyway, don't do anything that's on here, but do get in touch with me or go to one of my websites, www.thewowstrategy.com. Get some help, because especially in this ridiculously tough economy with no end in sight, we need every single dollar invested into advertising and marketing to pay back and then some. So get some help from me by going to thewildstrategy.com, or somebody else that knows what they're doing. Please, this is not the time to be going it alone and winging it and just trying some things and guessing. Not the time for that. I would contend it's never the time for that, but it's much more the time for that during a boom time than it is now when the economy's in the crapper. And I see a bunch of comments have flown by here. Jared Dog is here. Just back, or maybe he's still at the World Series of Comedy, where he is one of the judges. He's such a leader in the comedy industry, not only over 20 years as a stand-up comedian himself, but now he's the #1 booker, scheduling comedy acts all over the country, that he's been recognized was a judge of other comedians at the World Series of Comedy in Las Vegas, Nevada, and then he'll be here in just a few days at the All-Star Entrepreneur Mastermind. So way to go, Jared Dog. And yeah, there you go. Jared Dog's got some input there. How to, without, even if. Yeah, give me something here. Like, how can I do this? And something that piques my curiosity, gets me interested, gets me want to find out, how is that possible? What do I got to do? Something to get me to either read more of this or respond. Not just this, we could save you $9.50 crappy message. Don't do this. Do something better. Go to thewowstrategy.com. I'll help you out. Thanks, Jared Dog and everybody else. I saw a few more names here. James is here. Mike's here. A whole bunch of people. Couldn't catch everybody as they winged by here. But, of course, you can always put a comment below wherever you're reading this, watching it, listening to it, and I always respond when appropriate. So thanks for being here today, and I will catch you back again tomorrow on Topical Tuesday. Until then, over and out. Bye-bye.